The Tánaiste has told the Dáil that it's been a long time since the summer recess has coincided with such economic uncertainty. Simon Harris rejected opposition calls for a cost of living package in the budget, saying they wanted to spend more money despite concerns over US trade tariffs and the future of the pharma industry here.
The last day of the Dáil before the summer break, and the opposition arrived at a damning verdict on the government's end-of-term report card, as the cost of living crisis continues to impact many households.
And you're more happy to provide €186,000 to landlords in a tax credit than actually support people to heat their homes and keep the lights on. I say you have got all the wrong priorities. You should come forward and bring forward a cost of living package.
The Tánaiste pointed to the reduced VAT rate on energy bills and the expansion of the fuel allowance. But these are different times, he insisted.
You'd probably have to go back a very long time to find a summer recess in which we have seen a moment of greater economic uncertainty. And yet you don't want to talk about trade, you don't want to talk about tariffs.
And there was an added jibe, which referenced Sinn Féin mistakenly saying last week that the retailer's SuperValu was American-owned.
And you thought they were owned by an American multinational, and yet you want Pascal Donoghue's job.
But such banter irked the Social Democrats' Jennifer Whitmore.
Anybody who is looking in on this debate today will have their head in their hands. They are worried about putting food on their table, they are worried about turning their lights on, and we have this kind of behaviour going on.
The Aontu leader was equally unimpressed with the government's performance.
You promised 41,000 homes will be built this year. It's now going to be closer to 32,000 homes, and the ESRI have stated that you're not going to make next year's targets either.
Not to be outdone, the Tánaiste drew up his own set of summer grades.
Name-calling and personalised attacks, top of the class. Patter has excelled this term.
With the summer results now posted, the Dáil will go into recess and will return to work on September 17th.
And Micheál is standing by for more on this. And Micheál, right up to that last day of term, the opposition keeping up the pressure on those cost of living measures.
Yes, that's where the political pressure is, and of course the government are adamant that a decision has been made that there won't be those one-off measures this time. I think it is politically hazardous, and it is likely to have an impact on the many households who would come to rely on those payments. At the same time, government are pointing to that level of uncertainty and unpredictability in the international economy, and I suppose that does temper things somewhat. It also provides a degree of political cover. Nonetheless, when the Dáil resumes here, it is clear that will continue to be the focus for the opposition. It hasn't been an exceptionally busy Dáil. Of course, it was marked in its opening days by that furious row over speaking rights, but since then it has enacted 6 pieces of legislation, with a further 4 now under consideration by the President. Some of them did focus on housing, and I think too that remains a huge issue for this Dáil, given that the number of people who are becoming homeless and the fact that rents and house prices continue to rise. And unless there is a change in that, the government will remain under pressure throughout the autumn term and into the budget on that one.
Micheál, thank you.